Hello, hello, hello. Hey, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Come on in and talk to me, baby. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. We got some talking to do. We got some talking to do on this here night. As a matter of fact, let me get my other phone so I can share this work that we about to put in. We about to put some work in tonight, y'all. We about to put some work in tonight. Cause we're gonna do things a little differently tonight. You know, normally I come up here with a topic, but I got to talk about this Katt Williams interview with Shay Shay. I gotta talk about it. I mean, so y'all come on, share, and talk to me about what you think about the interview. What do y'all think about this interview between Katt Williams and Shannon Sharpe? Did he not tell all the business? Now I got it planned right now. I'm working on my third time watching this doggone interview, y'all, and I just don't know what to say about what he was saying. I don't know what to say about this interview between Katt Williams and Shannon Sharpe. I am just done with how much that Katt Williams has divulged when it comes to different comedians. And I guess what led me to talk about this was, hold on, let me see. Okay, I must have hit something. What led me to talk about this was when I saw the response from Michael Blackson. And Michael Blackson claims that Katt Williams called out 10 of the greatest comedians, and so that he could be relevant. Now, somebody tell me, please, when did Michael Blackson become one of 10 of the greatest comedians? Can we answer that question? Can we get that clarified first and foremost? Now, y'all know your girl is a little funny, and I've never done stand-up, but I almost did stand-up. I mean, I was real funny when I was younger, and but I let somebody discourage me from actually going to do stand-up, and so now I'm just funny in passing. But so I'm not comparing myself no way to none of these people, but can you tell me, when did Michael Blackson become one of the 10 best comedians? Because he has never been funny to me. Not ever have he been funny to me. I mean, I may have chuckled off of 2 of his jokes, which from the time that I met him in the first Friday movie, or I guess the second Friday movie or whatever. He has never been funny. I mean, yeah, he was on other things, because I remember that little dirty dashiki that he used to wear. I think it was purple or something like that. Yeah, but he has never been funny. Now, it is some funny African comedians. If y'all don't believe me, look them up. It's some hilarious African comedians. Sometimes it's kind of hard to understand what they're saying, right? But Michael Blackson has never been funny. And I'm surprised that Katt Williams didn't come out and say that directly, but he ain't never been funny. So for him to be one of the first ones to do a clapback, I think that's out of order, sir. Please sit down. Please sit down. I'm trying to figure out, when I'm looking at, hold on, y'all. When I was looking at the show, I'm trying to figure out where could there have been a lie. It seems like during the show, it seems like most of what he's saying is relatable. Because if you remember when he was talking about, let's go to the Barry, Bernie Mac. The Bernie Mac thing, the story when he was saying how Steve Harvey called to try to get that part from Bernie Mac. Y'all remember that? If you my age, you should remember when that happened, when they kind of fell out because Steve Harvey basically called the people and tried to get that part from Bernie Mac. So you know they were telling the truth. And then if you remember the Kings of Comedy, remember that one? You know Bernie Mac was the funniest one up there. Steve Harvey wasn't funny. I don't understand how some of these comedians consider themselves the best of the best. How you the king of comedy? We forgot about Eddie Murphy. We forgot about Richard Pryor. Y'all not the kings of comedy, like talking about D.L. Hughley is okay. I don't have no problem with D.L. Sometimes he get me mad because he like to talk about the audience, but I don't really have no problem with him. Plus, my hat's off to him for still, going out to the comedy clubs like he does. So I appreciate that. But I just can't get off of Michael Blackson. Out of all the comedians that should have shut up, Michael Blackson should have been one of them. He shouldn't have said one word. I don't understand who think he's funny. I really think he got I believe that it was affirmative action that got him in. I think affirmative action got him where he is today. People didn't have a heart to tell him he wasn't funny because he was straight African and he was from, he was an actual African. And I don't think they had the heart to say, sir, you are not hilarious. You're not funny, not even a little bit. That mother sucker stuff is not doing it for us. Please sit down. Please sit down. He would have been better to go back to Africa and gather up those comedians and do some stuff over there in Africa. Since he broke the ice over here in America, I think he should go back and work Africa platforms because really, how many of us think he's funny? I stand corrected if y'all think he's funny, but I do not think Michael Blackson is funny at all. And just for him to be one of the first ones to clap back, if you don't sit down, then don't come out. This the video that'll go viral because I'm talking about these comedians, especially him. But don't be mad at me because I have my own opinion of things. Baby, what he said about Steve Harvey, what he said, a country bumpkin, can't talk, who do you call her? A country bumpkin, can't talk, Mr. Potato Head. Oh my goodness, oh my gosh, he talked about it right. Then he talked about their women. And they talked about, I guess it's some kind of group. If they're in that group, that clique, that cult, or whatever it is, you end up with these type of women, right? And then somebody on the internet, and yes, I said internet, put them all together with their women and just solidified what Katt Williams was talking about. And let me tell y'all something. I appreciate y'all putting Martin up there. Martin had nothing to do with it. Martin had his wife way before these cats came out. I don't appreciate y'all messing with Martin like that. All he said with Martin is Martin wore the dress and he didn't have to. But don't put Martin up in that stuff like that because Martin is not a part of that foolishness they got going on. Okay? Then he talked about how Steve Harvey stole Mark Carey's idea now. Come on, y'all. Y'all done seen Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Y'all seen it. And then you seen the Steve Harvey show. Come on now. The similarities are there. Where's the lie? Where is the lie? Now, he said that Ricky Smiley was a liar. That what he said. He said Ricky Smiley was a straight liar. He said that Ricky Smiley said that he was supposed to have been the pimp on Friday, and Katt Williams was supposed to have been the Santa Claus that was on crack. And he was, Katt Williams was saying that that was a straight lie because Katt Williams said he did this script basically for Money Mike, which was the pimp, on Friday. And okay, let me just get to the gut punch. Katt Williams said, Katt Williams said that Ricky Smiley could not act at all, and he told them that the only way he would work with Ricky Smiley again was if Ricky Smiley was in a dress. Then he said, and what was the next movie he was in next Sunday, or first Sunday, and was he not in a dress? And he was. Now, why we think Katt lied? Why we think he lied, huh? Katt always come with receipts. And they try to dismiss Katt Williams as a drug addict and stuff like that. But Katt always pull you out and tell you, okay, if I'm a drug addict, find the people that have sold me some drugs. Find the people that has done drugs with me. Find these people that can prove to you that I'm a drug addict. Okay, Katt Williams said he messed with no drugs because when he was out on the street, basically he saw what drugs do to people, and it ain't doing nothing nice. But listen, if y'all haven't seen this video of Katt Williams, and he picked off each comedian. Now look, he said that Cedric the Entertainer was supposed to be an entertainer. He said when he first came out, he supposed to be able to sing, to dance, and to act. He said Cedric can't sing. He said Cedric came inside on the couch looking like a walrus. And then he was saying Cedric stole his joke. Now, if he claims Cedric and Steve both apologized for stealing his joke 10 years ago. But when Cedric came on the couch and was asked by Shay Shay, did he steal the joke? Cedric denied it, Thomas on the time ain't adding up. What did my friend Katt Williams do? Katt Williams told us exactly where we can go, basically find the timeline, because he told us he was hosting the Comic View. So all we gotta do is go back to where he was hosting the Comic View. We can look up the video of the commercial where he was hosting. We can look up the joke he's talking about. Then we can go and look up the joke that he's saying that Cedric the Entertainer did at the end of his show on Kings of Comedy. So we can definitely find out if he's telling the truth or not, that he did a joke. He also claimed that Steve Harvey did Mark Curry's whole stand-up. Not just stole his sitcom show, he stole his stand-up comedian show as well. He claimed he called them lazy, bums. He was talking about who didn't write their own material. Oh my God, when I tell you, he was telling all. And then one thing I like what he said, when Shay Shay told him, and we ain't gonna let you drink no more, and he said, I'm not fueled by the alcohol. What he's telling is the truth. I believe every word that Katt Williams said, I believe him. But who knew that Katt Williams was such a genius, really? He was accepted into college at the age of 7. At the age of 7, speaking French. Come on, y'all. A genius, a brilliant mind. But how can you not believe that he was brilliant? Because look how he ran his business. He don't owe anybody. He has no allegiance to anyone. You know, he doesn't have to depend on nobody for his paycheck. He gets his own money. He's a millionaire. He said that don't even pay attention to his net worth. He said because he's looked at his net worth one time and he walking around with that in his pocket. I believe him. He said he bring other comedians on and get them about $300,000 a season. $300,000 a season. And he don't make them sign with him or anything. Now, if y'all do remember now, he did talk about R. Kelly. He did talk about that Weinberg man, if you remember correctly. And like he said, they counseled him. They counseled him because he was talking about, then they found that everything was true. For the most part, Katt Williams always been honest. He always told the truth. I like him. I ain't even gonna lie. I like me some Katt Williams. And I believe what he say. Now, y'all can talk about he's a drunk or addict or all that stuff. I don't care. I believe Katt Williams. I really do. I believe that he's a kind person. Because, I mean, look what he did for Miss Melba Moore. Look what he did. Let me give me a drink. And don't worry about what's in the back. That's boss lady stuff back there. That's boss lady stuff. Don't worry about that. That's part of my businesses. So he paid for Miss Melba Moore's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame by himself. And if I'm not mistaken, that's like $50,000. I believe it's $50,000 for them to get the star amongst other fees. He paid for it. And when they asked why he paid for it, he really didn't know. He just heard about who she was and what she's accomplished, you know, and she couldn't afford it. And I think her name had been on the list, and he was offered a star, and he was like, he wasn't going to take his Hollywood star with her sitting there on the list, and she can't have what she's earned just because she can't pay for it. And I mean, you can't be any more kind than that. That, you know, that's so thoughtful. You know, and you talking about a self-made man, and that's the way I look at him. He was absolutely a genius, and you could tell by the things that he does is that he's different from other people, and the fact that he doesn't owe anybody anything, I love it. I love it. I love that independence about him. And if you notice, he said on the interview, if y'all haven't watched the interview, you need to watch the interview. He said that he takes all the comedians that he take on tour with him are funnier than he is. Okay? That means he's not intimidated by other comedians. And let's take that and look at the fact of us in the business world, entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs. We're a lot of us, not me, because listen, I get it slowly, I wait patiently, but I'm gonna make sure I keep it longer. I'm gonna make sure it stays, okay? I'm gonna do it the right way. I ain't trying to half-step, you know, maneuver no quick route to get what's gonna be given to me or what I'm gonna earn. But I don't have a problem with helping anybody else on the way. While I'm still waiting for my big break, I don't have a problem with helping people do their things. I have purchased books. I have advertised for people, books included. I have donated in private to people's cause. I have done a lot of stuff. And when I realized that these same people do not reciprocate, that's why they don't hear from me anymore. Because I believe that if I can basically sacrifice, because that's what I do. I sacrifice to assist you and help you, and you won't even assist me and help me. It's okay. I just leave you alone. It's fine. I figure you don't need my assistance anymore. You know, but for Katt Williams to do what he does, and that's to take people on tour and not require them to join his company and not require them to pay him anything. He take them on tour to make a good a good tour. They get $300,000 for the season, and they pay, and they still feel that independence, that sense of independency, because they're still working for themselves, and they didn't have to sell their souls, and they didn't have to sacrifice their dignity. This is the type of stuff that he's talking about, and this is why I believe a lot of people come against him, because, excuse me, he doesn't sell out. He doesn't give up his dignity. He tells the people, no, I'm not going to do that. Your money means nothing to me. He even told about P. Diddy. And as far as P. Diddy offering him around $50 million, and you know, if you take that $50 million from P. Diddy, he going to expect you to do whatever it is he wants you to do. And i.e. anybody else too, you know. No, he didn't take the money, you know, and I believe him. Y'all, listen, I'm on Katt Williams' side. Don't be mad at me. I am on Katt Williams' side. I believe what he's saying. I really do. I haven't seen Faison Love lately. He said Faison Love on that juice. He losing that weight from that juice. Y'all know that juice is them steroids and stuff. Now Faison Love was a little pudgy. I ain't want to talk now. I ain't want to talk because I'm plump myself. But I ain't never going on the juice. But he said Faison Love is on the juice. Plus he also said that Faison Love has never had a special. So how can he talk about anybody that's had one, basically? He said Faison Love need to be quiet because he ain't had nothing going on. And I don't know. He ain't no real stand-up comment. I guess that's what they're trying to say. But can anybody tell me, and I'm going to keep asking this question, when did Michael Blackson become one of the funniest comedians? Somebody please tell me. Because y'all have blown that man's head up to, I'm sorry, y'all have blown his head to pieces, because Michael Blackson is not funny at all. I mean, that little African dance he be doing isn't funny. The clothes he wear, well, they clownish, but they're not funny. He's just not funny to me. And then y'all might not like what I'm gonna say, but I saw where somebody had put the top 10 comedians, and I saw where they had Chris Rock. I saw where they had Chris Rock in there. Okay, now I'm gonna substitute Chris Rock for Lunel. I want to also substitute make a substitute for Daphne Springs. I want to substitute for Wanda Sykes. I think Wanda Sykes is funny too. Remember, through substitutions, I need to look at the list. We'll keep D.L. Hughley. We're gonna take out can't remember who all was at 10, but we're gonna keep D.L. Hughley. We're gonna not have said the entertainer up there at all. So we're gonna substitute him as well for somebody else. Okay. But Chris Rock is not funny. Okay. And I'm sorry, and I'm gonna tell you, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt with his last comedy special, not the one he did with Kevin Hart, but the comedy special that he did with by himself after he got slapped. It just wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. He was not funny. It may be a little funnier than Michael Blackson, because I put Michael Blackson at how many comedians is in the world? He last. And that's just where I put him, because he is not funny at all. But Chris Rock has never been funny to me. He was so unfunny to me that I couldn't even watch his talk show. That's how long I felt that Chris Rock wasn't funny. I couldn't even watch his talk show. I don't even think most comedians that are not funny stand up. Excuse me. To me, just to me, they're funny in movies, but Chris Rock not even funny in movies to me. I fall asleep on his movies and I just turn. So it might just be something about him that I can't connect with, but he should not be in the top 10 comedians. Not for me, not for me. But Michael Blackson, you don't need to ever put your name besides the likes of Bernie Mac or Katt Williams or Lunaire, Daphne Spriggs. I say Daphne Spriggs because I think she is hilarious. I really do. Do not put your name next to there. You don't have no business up in there. They done just psych your head up. But let me be the one to tell you you're not funny, sir. But getting back to Katt Williams. So I got her playing right there. I got her playing. Because this is, like I said, the third time of me watching this video. If y'all have not seen the Katt Williams video, okay, the interview that Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp did with Katt Williams, y'all need to go back and look at that interview because he is telling it all. And it's hard not to believe it because you can connect the dots. And then you can tell he's such a upstanding guy for real because he talked about how when they did the Friday, was it next Friday, when he played Money Mike, when he played Money Mike, he said that they had a scene, that bathroom scene was actually supposed to have been a rape scene. And he was saying how he, you know, had this, let them know, hey, listen, I don't know much about nothing else, but I know about comedy. I know about what's funny. And he was saying how there's nothing ever funny about rape, anybody being raped, no matter who it is. So he got that part taken out of that bathroom scene. And I love the way he thinks, you know, he thinks with a mind, a righteous mind. And I'm talking about Katt Williams now. To me, he thinks with a righteous mind. Just like when they made a comment about how Ricky Smiley used to do jokes about the mentally challenged people, okay? He used to do jokes about that. And Katt Williams pretty much showed his disapproval to that too, about how, you know, about doing those type of jokes, that it wasn't funny, it wasn't a time for it then, it's not a time for it now, and all that stuff. I love how he thinks before he speaks. And even if you watch his show, like he said he does, when he's doing his jokes, he's talking to his friends. And whether race is not the issue, whether he's talking to black, white, anybody, he's never talking down to them. And I noticed that about his shows when I was watching it a few weeks ago, that when he talks, he don't talk down to people. He don't put a certain race down or anything. He just talks and he jokes, you know. So if you ever pay attention to Katt Williams, pay attention to how he jokes. He never put him down. He just tell the joke like it is, and you know he can joke in front of everybody. Then he told us some stuff we didn't know. If y'all haven't watched this this interview with Club Shay Shay and Katt Williams, y'all need to go watch it. I'm just getting a little brief overview of it and mixing on my own little flavor in it. But he talked about how he was trained. He pretty much trained himself to do comedy. So what he did was he went in front of different audiences. So he would go in front of the white audience. He learned how to make them laugh. The black audience learned how to make them laugh. And then he was able to go from, he could go into a church, he said, for 45 minutes, make them laugh with not one cussing word, and then go into the club and do the same thing, make them laugh. So he has a broad range. And he was talking about the range that comedians, you know, should have, and how the people that like to talk about him basically don't have that range. as far as acting. He talked about Steve Harvey bad. He said Steve Harvey couldn't talk, basically. He said Earthquake couldn't read. Now, this is the thing. It sounds like jokes, but I really believe he's just telling the truth. He said they found out Earthquake couldn't read because they gave him a show and put some cue cards in front of him, and he couldn't read, so the show didn't last. So, I mean, he's telling the truth. I don't know who's going to come back at him this time, but I'm telling you, they said that Ricky Smiley actually apologized and said some nice stuff about him on his show, and which sounds like Ricky Smiley, because he don't want no smoke. He don't want any smoke. He want this to die down, because y'all know how ignorant Katt Williams can be. I think that's why I like him, because he ain't gonna hold no balls. He don't care. He ain't scared. How about he said that he would have punched Cedric the Entertainer in the stomach for lying about stealing his joke. He thought I would have punched him in the stomach. And he had just called him fat, thought he looked like a whale. Man, when I tell y'all, I laughed both times I watched that interview. I could not help it. I'm telling y'all, go watch that interview. Pick through, see what you think is true and what's not true. He said he can run a 4.1 and something. Now, I ain't no track star. I only ran track for like 2 days. But I don't know. That's pretty fast to me. But who's to say he can't run? I don't know. And that's what kind of made people think he lied. But when it comes to the comedians, I do not believe he is lying. I believe that what he says he can back up. I believe Katt Williams always comes with receipts. I just believe what he said. A lot of people ain't going to believe him, but I do. And I know for a fact, a F-A-C-T, he did lie about Michael Blackson's dashiki being dirty back in the day. Y'all know he come on stage looking dirty. Y'all know that. And he didn't lie. He's so, about his accent. Have anybody ever heard him lose that accent? I have. I've heard it. I've seen video where he didn't have that accent. I sure did. That accent wasn't thick. Yeah, he ain't lied about that. I saw that. I forgot what I was watching, but that accent won't accent. Okay, that African accent wasn't accent. I'm telling you, and he know it's fake. He know it's fake. He might be from Africa, but that deep accent that he got is fake. Anybody gonna tell me it's not? And I love that Katt Williams brought it out. So now I don't think I'm crazy, because I know what I heard. I can't tell you where I heard it at or how long it's been, but I've heard him lose that doggone accent. And I was like, hold up, what happened to the African accent? And it's just too much. I mean, you've been in the United States for how many years, and your accent is still that deep? Come on now. Come on. Yeah, I heard that, but even when I used to try to watch this little show, I just couldn't. It was just not funny to me. And, it's okay. He made his money. I ain't make no money. I ain't make no money. I ain't mad at you for always digging and pushing for what you believe in. And that's what I want to say, too, to anybody and everybody that's going to see my video. As long as you keep working towards what it is you believe is for you, you're going to have it. You're going to have it. That's just like me right now. I'm telling you that this man isn't funny. But this man's bank account is looking pretty good. This man done been on movies, and probably still got stuff in the work. He done made enough money to go to Africa and build a school, because he believed in himself. And even though people like me didn't believe in him, he didn't let that stop him. And he continued and he made something of his life. I still say, I don't care how much money he made, he is not funny to me. and I don't want to watch them, but apparently somebody does. Somebody goes and purchase them tickets to his shows and stuff like that. I don't know, but like I said, I ain't never going to purchase no ticket to his show, and I'm sure not gonna purchase no tickets to Chris Rock's show. But they have stuck to their guns. They have did things that they knew that was in the line of what they wanted to accomplish in life, and they did it. And I just can only use that as encouragement, not only for myself, but I want to encourage you. Whatever you feel like you need to do for you, go do it, and let nobody talk you out of it. Because believe me, if they was around me, I would have been like, y'all not funny. But they they didn't let anybody talk them out of their dream, and they made it. Regardless of what we say or what we do, they made it. They made it. You know, whatever it is, they made it. Okay? But so did Katt Williams. And Katt Williams actually, to me, have true talent. You got a lot of people don't think Katt Williams is funny. I think Katt Williams is hilarious. If I had to choose to sit down with Katt Williams or Kevin Hart, I'm choosing Katt Williams. I'm choosing Katt Williams. I think not only is Katt Williams funny, I think he's down to earth. I really believe that I can actually have an intellectual conversation with him because he thinks more than just comedy. He thinks business. He thinks about caring and service for other people. So I would prefer to sit down with Katt Williams. If I ever got an opportunity to sit with him, I'm definitely going to take it. And he said something on the interview that I don't think many of us realize. Remember when he got into it with the lady on the radio? I don't know how many times I watched that interview as well because I just felt like she's just kept messing with him, and she should have just shut up, you know. She wasn't funny, and she claimed to be a comedian, and then she kept trying to insult him. And I just felt like she should have stopped while she was ahead. But he said something on the interview with Shay Shay. He said he wasn't going to, you know, basically call her out of her name or try to make her feel shame about herself and call her fat or stuff like that. He said he used words that he knew that she didn't know the meaning of. Because he knew she hadn't been to school much. So he would use words that she didn't know the meaning of, so she really couldn't come back like gnarly, your gnarly hands or fingers, you know. And a lot of people don't know what gnarly is, you know, and it's hard to find the word, to look up the word, but if I'm not mistaken, gnarly is mean like a hand ready to grab, like you read, you know, like you know, gnarly. And of course she didn't know what it meant because people normally don't use that in speaking and stuff. The only reason I know is my mother used to use it when I was young. And so I thought that was very intelligent of him to use words that a person can't readily respond to. You know what I'm saying? Because it would look very odd if she tried to come at him, but she got to get a dictionary or she got to use her phone to look up what this word means. And sometimes I take that and I want to, of course, give a lesson. Sometimes you got to be bigger than the person. You got to be the bigger person, should I say. And you instead of arguing with somebody, maybe you should use that technique. Maybe we should increase our vocabulary so that when somebody coming at us, we can say stuff that they don't understand, and they got to think about what their next sentence is going to be because they don't know what we're going to come out with next. And it might be something else they can't comprehend. Not trying to treat everybody if they're ignorant, but the thing is, when they come against us, we need to stop fussing and fighting with people. We need to try a different route, a different avenue. If we're the type of people that can't be quiet and can't just let it go, we need to try a different avenue. You know, I'm going to tell you something. Every year that I get older, I give up something. One year I give up holding grudges, and I ain't completely done with that, but I'm better, okay? I'm a lot better. But I give up the need to fuss over things or worry about something or be concerned, because I'm not going to worry. I'm going to tell you that right now. I use that word, but be concerned over certain things, you know. I give up all that. And every year, when I turn a year older, that on that day, I just feel like I need to give up something else. And that ain't important anymore. That's not important anymore. And that's how I do. And I just thank God for that. It's growth. And I don't think a lot of people grow like that. You know, we think because we're older, we're wiser. And I don't believe everybody gets wiser with time. Yes, you grow a little bit, but sometimes some of us don't even, mentally we're not on that level of wiseness that we should be on. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, have you ever talked to somebody that's older and they talk crazy stuff that just don't make any sense? Like, for example, I'm talking to this woman that's older than me, and she tells me that she was trying to hook up with her baby's father. And I said, oh, okay. And he is actually not available now. But she says that a baby mama can always get back with the baby father. And I said, well, that's what they say. And she said, oh, no, that's how it is. That's how it is. Well, as an older woman, why would you want to get back with somebody that's already committed to someone else? Why you want to break that up? Would you just want to be able to say that I did it or I had him, and so you can have some bragging rights? It just made no sense to me. Made no sense to me. Which, that's why I say everybody doesn't get wiser as they get older. You see what I'm saying? Because a wise woman wouldn't want any parts of it, especially when your baby from this daddy is grown and been grown for years. You see what I'm saying? I don't want my baby daddy. My baby daddy, we just friends. We more like sister and brother. We about like sister and brother. You know, we just friends. Ain't nothing but laughs between us. Laughing at the boy. You know what I'm saying? And so at some point, you got to outgrow that type of stuff, you know. And I know we're talking about comedians and stuff like that, but y'all know I love to give a lesson as well when I'm talking about certain things. And, you know, even though Katt Williams is telling everything, he ain't telling everything. And you know why he ain't telling everything? Because he got to have something to hold over their heads. He has to have something that they don't want him to get out. Okay, so they're not going to just come at him any kind of way, because he did say that people come and tell him everything. You see what I'm saying? And y'all, quiet as it's kept, that's how I was. And I'm not lying to you. People was telling me everything. Calling me, texting me, emailing me, telling me everything. They love coming in there talking to me. Why? Because I sit right there and listen. You can get it all out, vent, and all that stuff. Yep. And before you know it, I knew your business. Only thing that I would do sometimes, I might go to that person, and this is no lie. And if somebody that I did it to say I'm lying, they need to say it to my face, because I would go to the individual if it was something that I felt that shouldn't be out in the street. If it was something that I felt need a cap on it, okay, meaning it needs to be corrected immediately, I would go to that person and say, listen, word on the street is blah, 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 blah. I don't care if it's true. I don't judge you. I just thought you needed to know. And I have done that not once, but twice. Not once, not twice, but several times. I went to the source and I told them. I didn't tell them who told me, but they knew if it was true or not. Somebody had to tell me, because a lot of times I wasn't in the bedroom with them. Okay? But I would tell them, listen, if it's true, you need to get a cap on it. Get a hold on it, because it was brought to me, and this is what was said. Yeah, I would do that. But I'm not going to say, oh, such and such came out my office and told me this and that's, I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to do that. But I would give you heads up that your skirt or your slip is hanging. Your slip is hanging. Your slip is hanging. And that's why they're not going to mess with Katt Williams. I don't believe they're going to mess with Katt Williams, because they know Katt Williams have receipts. Like Katt Williams, did y'all hear him say about that man, that Weinstein man, the producer? Did y'all hear what he said? He said that man offered to perform oral sex on him in front of his whole team. In front of his whole team. Right? Now, why would he lie? Unless he had somebody to vouch for it. He said in front of his whole team. Then he said he told him no, he declined. And then he said he went in the meeting anyway, and about 3 more people up in there. And he was like, well, I know I said no, but what y'all do? You know. Katt Williams is one of a kind. And I ain't even gonna lie. I always liked Katt Williams. As a performer, as an entertainer, I always liked him. I thought he was hilarious. He made me giggle. When I go home, if I can find one of his shows on Netflix, that's what I'm going to go to sleep to. One of his shows. Because I think that he is hilarious. I think that he is telling the truth. I think that people are envious of him because he was able to make his money. He don't need people to put money up behind him. Did y'all hear what he said? If you haven't watched the interview between Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay and Katt Williams, go ahead and watch that interview, because that interview is very entertaining. It's a good length too, about an hour and some minutes. But he said that he went on Wild 'N Out to protect Nick Cannon. He said he went up there to protect Nick Cannon because Nick Cannon was young, and you know, he needed some protection. He said he had the comedians going against the rappers, and normally the rappers want to fight the comedians for talk about. He said, but he was the in-between person that was like, and we gonna do this fighting, y'all. We gonna fight before the show. And you know, he kept everything at a level head, and he went in to help this young man, his friend. You know, so I really respect Katt Williams. You know, who am I? I'm Love. I'm Love, and I respect him. I believe that he's telling the truth about the comedians, and some of the things that he said about Ricky Smiley. You know, I was a fan of Ricky Smiley, but and you know, I'm not against him now. You know, he is a preachy type person. You know, but there are some things that I didn't like about him. Like he will tell you, if you ever listen to Ricky Smiley, he'll tell you he don't like being told what to do. That's even in plan. So like if you respond to one of his videos and you be like, Ricky, you need to do this, and you shouldn't let that boy do this, when he talk about his grandson and stuff like that, he gonna tell you, don't tell me what to do. I don't like to be told what to do, and then to me it puts me in more of that male chauvinist type thing, because it really is, he don't like women telling him what to do. That's what it is. Okay, and so it's like a woman needs to know her place type thing with him, and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because first of all, these women are just giving you some advice. I don't think they mean anything harsh by it, and just the way he comes off is like a little you know, crybaby, you know, kind of, it's crybaby-ish to me. And so then when Katt Williams was saying how he was on the show saying, don't nobody know him, I got a radio show and I should be doing this and he shouldn't have that part, and I can believe it. I can believe it just from watching him on TV, well, on social media with his videos. I can believe that he probably did do that, you know, because I'm very observant with people. But let's get back, because I'm about to let y'all go. I think I done beat this horse to death, because y'all know now that I am a big fan of Katt Williams. He is one of my favorite comedians, and I love Lunell. I don't know why I can't never get her name, but when I see her, I think she is so pretty. I love her hair, her haircut, the short haircut. But I love Lunell. Sorry for messing up her name, but that's my girl. I mean, she is funny to me. Yeah, she says some foul stuff, but I'd rather hear the stuff she said than to hear somebody keep saying the B word over and over and over again. I can't stand it. I can't stand that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all probably know who I'm talking about. That I can't stand that. But Katt Williams is one of the funniest people. His jokes are just so ignorant sometimes. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen the one when he talked about he was on that motorcycle and he just kept going around and around and around and around on that motorcycle. I gotta find out one. That thing had me dying laughing, talking about that motorcycle. And he was, I think the bus was trailing him, and he told the bus they couldn't pass him. And so I think he got mad and he slowed up on the motorcycle. Oh my God, he is hilarious. Y'all go catch that one. And so, but like I said, you know, learn a few things about me. I love him. And I think personally that Michael Blackson has to be one of the worst comedians ever. Ever. Not funny at all. So please, somebody tell Michael Blackson, be the last person to comment. The last person to comment on this interview with Katt Williams and Shay Shay. All right, then. I will talk to y'all real soon. Thank you for joining Real Talk Live with Arnette D. Love.